was side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more. So baby, let's orbit tonight. Let me get funky.
Let's lose our mind.
Let me get funky.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to kick off our first day of Season 12 of MCS. It's been a long time coming, a lot of time setting up everything in the venue. Very appreciative of everyone who has done a lot of work here. We have a phenomenal weekend coming up for you. Starting off the day, I'll be K-Tool, joined by Spalty, and we're going to be getting into our first match of the day. We have a long day ahead of us here. Rising Star, we got Challenger, we got Premier. We got a lot of people who have traveled near and far to come here for this exact moment.
Yeah, and we got plenty of matches today. We got 9, I believe, series today, 3 from each tier. And first, starting off, we got Des Moines, Derecho, Burnsville, Inferno. We've looked into it just a little bit. We know Blasky, J-Bay, Far. That team has been so good all season, but they have not been able to get a win on a major yet. And on the other side, Burnsville, Inferno, they have gotten a win on a major. Maybe not as good throughout the season, but they've been solid enough to get that second place finish so far. So it'll be a good match starting off the day already. What do you think today?
That's what we're going for. It's interesting kind of on the back end. We're going through, you know, the teams and everything, looking at who's going on this one. And I know I definitely have some personal favorites on both teams here, as I know a lot of them here. But that's kind of what we love about here, is that so much of this is friends playing against friends, right? Is people have, you know, their quarrels and everything. They have their teams they're rooting for. We got a lot of people in the crowd rocking the jerseys. And one thing I do have to shout out before I forget is everyone, we have a lot of cookies that need to get eaten today over by where you just walked in. There is a lot of food that needs to get eaten, so make sure you guys are going there and getting a little bit of sugar to start your day if you guys didn't get some coffee going. But as we are looking in here, we got our Rising Star MVP nominees so far, and we actually have 2 of them that are going to be starting off the day playing against each other, with Lumi and Blasky going head-to-head. And as far as those 2 are concerned, whoever does take the cake on this one, assuming they do well, they're going to definitely be putting a leg up on being that final nominee for the Rising Star MVP.
Absolutely, and I know a little bit from each of these players. Air on the Fargo has been so dominant out on that team throughout the entire season. They were able to cop that first place throughout the season, but you also have Lumi. Lumi is subbing up in Challenger, which is, you know, over their 3rd rounder, which is quite good for Lumi. Lumi has been performing really well and is able to take that spot. And then also, other nominees been playing really well this season. I am excited to see who ends up getting that. But yeah, starting us off, Lumi will be here. J-Bay, Blasky will be here. Really good players to start off. I'm excited to see this get going in just a few moments.
Yeah, it's going to be a number 1 match here. It's going to be a fun one here. Again, we're going to slowly get into this match here, and we do mention this is going to be best of 5 all day today. We have 2 groups of people on each each section that are going to be fighting it out, trying to get to the top here and going into our playoffs tomorrow. That's when we'll get to the best of 7 and everything. But like I said, for right now, starting off, this will be a best of 5 battling it out. And I don't honestly know if we could ask for a on-paper closer match to have these 2 top teams fight out, because right now I believe, looking at the standings, it's the 2nd and 3rd squad out of the entire Rising Star Challenge. They're going to be going at it. So again, on paper, we are hopefully set in for a great starting match.
Indeed, and you know, throughout this whole day, like we said, we got 9 matches. So it'll start off Rising Star, and then it'll go to Challenger, and then it will go to Premier, and it will keep going, kind of looping through that throughout the day, getting those groups done. And then by tomorrow, once 1 team from each group has been eliminated, we will start off on a bracket tomorrow. I'm not sure if it will be best of 7 starting off tomorrow, but There'll be a lot of matches to be played as well.
Yeah, best of 7 all day tomorrow. We are starting here with best of 5s in Group B. We do have, if you guys don't know, we do have multiple stages around the field. So we actually have our B stage over in the corner. You can hear some screaming going around the field. Make sure you guys are going checking out over there as we're going to be starting that match up pretty shortly here. But we also have the C stage and the D stage sitting around the field. So again, we got a lot of players playing around the field at once. So you'll definitely, hopefully, hear in the crowd a lot of people getting hyped, which is what I like to see here. But again, we are going to be focusing on Group B to start out with the Lumberjacks, the Inferno, the Superiors, and the Miracles. And this is going to be for Premier. But again, we are going to be starting on Rising Star. There's a lot of stuff we got to go on here. But again, this is going to be a great match to start this one out. And hopefully our voices are going to be holding up here because I know, especially on stage, there's going to be a lot of screaming going on.
Yes, there will, and I know I'll be with you later as well, K-Tool. We're going to cast this match. A little break in between for me, at least. You're going to be here all day. I'm going to be here with you later for that last series, which is going to be super exciting. But we'll see. Like you said, we'll see if our voices can hold out until then, especially since I'm going to be on stage later where I'm going to be playing some matches. Oh, man, I'm going to be screaming trust.
That's kind of the hope here. I do love that we have a little – oh, he's gone. I was going to say we had a little extra, third person in the booth for a split second. But I do have to ask, as we are, like I said, wrapping up and getting this series going here, we are going to ask for predictions. I want to know who you think is going to be taking the first game here. Again, it is early. Not a lot of times do we see a lot of players playing before 10 a.m., but they got to lock in. I want to know who you think you're going to go with.
Oh, I've seen both these teams all season. They've been so good. As far as Des Moines goes, like I said, they haven't done as well as Burnville did in Majors. How is that going to translate into a LAN setting? I don't know. It might a little bit. There might be a little bit more to it, but I think Des Moines has the ice. I think they're going to go in 5.
All right. Well, it's interesting you say that because I love when this happens. I'm actually going to be going the opposite of you, and I am going to be going with the Inferno, thinking that they're going to be taking this one. And we'll see in the crowd, if they think one of us is going to be right. I hope that it does go 5, especially starting off early here. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I love that we have our third, co-caster is back because he is rocking the entire screen.
they don't get to see that
on our end. We're seeing an extra player just casually covering his head. So they're making it a little difficult for us, but that's all right. But like I said, we are going to be going for opposites. I've got Inferno. You've got Derecho. So I do have to ask them, obviously with you going Derechos, who on this Derecho squad do you think is going to be the main reason they get the win here?
I haven't seen these guys on LAN before. I'm not 100% sure.
That's
this is my first.
You can't. You just got to wing it down here.
This is my first season here at MCS. I appreciate you guys letting me play and being up here to cast and help out today. But I want to believe in J-Bay, man. I think J-Bay has the ice, and Blasky has done such a good job this season too. Blasky has put in so much work. But I think Blasky's going to have it, or J-Bay's going to have it today. J-Bay's going to have it today.
We'll have to see what happens. Sure. I will say, though, Blasky has been known to have a serious cookie buff. So if they do start to lose, I have a feeling that a couple people in the crowd are going to start shelling out some cookies. It has been very successful in the past. Blasky, no stranger to this MCS LAN, no stranger to this stage. He's won a lot of leagues, and he's looking to do very well here. But like I said, on the side of Inferno, then, I am actually, this is going to be a little bit interesting, right? So in my experience, I'm actually looking at Whirl, right, who is going to be the lowest rated person. And a lot of times in these LAN environments, a lot of times it's, is there panic, is there nerves? And it's going to be, is the lowest person step up? Can they, make sure they're making the good touches on defense, make sure they're also getting aggressive as that third man on offense to support the higher level players who are going to be going for their crazy plays. If they can have the lowest person bring up that floor, that I think is going to be where we're going to see a lot of success out of the Inferno squad.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, third man is always super necessary on a team, being able to glue that team together. You can have that mechanical first, you can have that really solid second, but that third needs to be good enough to not make many mistakes. They just need to be solid, be able to hit the ball, and just play the game how it needs to be played.
Yeah, as we're just going through these players right here, as we're slowly working our way towards getting this match underway. Again, I'm hoping it goes 5, but we have a long series ahead of you. And again, like you mentioned, we've got, I think you said like 9 matches we got to go through today, 9 best of 5s. We are expecting to be here so probably 7 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll see how late we run. Again, this is going to be super, super fun time. We've had so many people in the crowd and everything helping us get going. We have A stage, B stage, C stage, and D stage all going to be playing roughly at the same time. And right now, we are finally going to be kicking off our little 15 FPS match going right now. And it looks like we're just rocking slow motion right now.
Yeah, and we're stuck at 5 minutes. I don't know how a second of this match has not gone by yet, but hopefully we get this fixed pretty soon here. I wonder if the players seem to be playing just fine, so they're going through it, but nothing happened yet.
We'll wait till production if they want to pause this one, because like I said, for us, we're rocking about 5 FPS, which is pretty impressive. And it looks like, they're just going to throw it back to us. We're gonna work on getting that one going. But all right, give me a full breakdown. Based on those 15 seconds of the 15 frames you got, who had the advantage?
I don't know. You know what? Lumi was putting in work. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to give it to him.
I saw the ball hit like once, so that's cool. They air rolled into the ball. That's cool. I do like the new teleportation mechanic going on right now, so that was interesting to see. I know Rocket League's making a lot of new changes, obviously with the boost spawn timer, with the reset indicator. So now it looks like we just got sheer teleportation. So, if it works, it works. But like I said, apologize for, LAN kerfuffles. That's what we're going to expect here, right? Unfortunately, when we have this much going on, all these PCs going, we have so much work and everything going on. It is going to be a little awkward at times, going to have some issues here. But we have, I would argue, probably the top people on it, and just off camera here. So we'll be working on that one, and we'll see how quickly we can get this game back up and running.
Yeah, and mess-ups will happen. I mean, I've been able to run a LAN in the past for my own league, and it is difficult, especially at the start, to make sure absolutely everything is working. So, I mean, as it might start off a little bit slow, trying to get everything to work, throughout the day it'll get better and better, and we'll have everything figured out. Everything will be rolling better throughout the day, so... Just give them a few
this is
moments,
a little bit of a
it'll be
different
fine.
setup up here. Normally, we'd be like 15 feet that way. But we've actually moved out here just to try to make it a little bit easier upstairs. So when people are coming upstairs to hang out and everything, they're not tripping over cables, just kind of getting awkwardly in the way. But so we'll have to try to figure out, what exactly is going on. But again, while we are getting this match going, we do have a B stage that is just getting going. So make sure you guys are down there watching, because as far as content goes, that's kind of the only Rocket League you can actually see right now as we're working on a little bit of our tech issues up here. But again, we got the B stage that does have a little rollaway TV, as well as the C stage and the D stage. So no matter where anyone is in the venue, you can always make sure you can watch them get some games in.
Yep, and players definitely do not mind. Stand behind them, cheer them on. Make sure your team, if you have a team playing, go watch them right now, I mean, even if you're a Prem player, if you're a Challenger player, go cheer your team on. It's a fun time here. This is like twice a year event. You might as well be able to go around, meet everyone, cheer your team on, and have
that's
some fun.
That's the best part. That's why I love coming to so many of these events, and same obviously with you and so many others. That's why people drive a stupid amount of hours. Some people actually are even flying here just to come to this event, even if they're not playing, which is still mind-blowing to me. But it's just so cool that we have, cultivated a product here that so many people are willing to spend so much time and energy to get here to help, because they love seeing everyone here. They love competing, obviously, with the LAN environment. This is why people play this little game for so many thousands and thousands of hours.
Yeah, and I could tell you for sure, especially with how ranked is right now, not going too well. It's kind of hard to play the game right now. I hope they get those fixed, but, as that is kind of happening, I've been able to kind of find a place around leagues, being able to actually play some private matches against not bots and not DDoSers and all that. So, it's a great place to cultivate actual competitive fun in this video game that has had such a rough time in the past few months. But, yeah.
Like I said, we're working on getting everything going. We'll see production where we're at with stuff. I know we got all the higher ups and everything are working on getting that done. But like I said, we'll see what happens on our end, if we have to go to a quick intermission or just wait till other this one. But we are going to make sure to keep you guys updated on the B stream, which is, I know you guys probably can't quite see it sitting down in the corner right there.
Let me move
but,
a little bit.
Yeah, looks like they're getting their own stuff going down there. We got quite a few crowds here. I will say, though, very, very appreciative of all of the significant others, friends, and family who have made the drive to come support someone, twiddle their thumbs on stage. I know it definitely, as someone who was fortunate enough to compete for a long time, it really does mean a lot to get as much support. And I'm kind of curious on your end, what do you think that does for the players, knowing that they have significant others in the crowd cheering them on?
Rocket League is a very mental game. There's a part of it that's like actually in the game, being like not making mistakes, and if you do make a mistake, not getting mad about it. But also that thing of, if you have people behind you that you love and know that are watching you and cheering you on, I mean, that definitely helps you mentally, and that makes you play better. It really does translate a lot, and we really do appreciate a lot of people that have come by, outside of the Rocket League scene to come help and watch some others play.
Yeah, it's really fun. I will say, there's like, the very first time I was fortunate enough to get my family there and my now wife to actually come and watch me compete. And I actually got her to show up for like 30 minutes. I was pretty happy to see me play. And she's like, I watched you for years play soccer in college and everything. I traveled for that. Do I really have to, see you play a video game? I'm like, you know what? That's kind of hard to argue in that situation. I'm not going to lie. I'm just appreciative that they did show up when they did. But like I said, we are still working on it, slowly trying to fix everything on our end. But I'm kind of curious, obviously yourself making the drive and having these players making so many different leagues. What do you think makes MCS League stand out versus the 9 other acronyms we could throw out here?
There are a lot of acronyms nowadays.
It's hard to keep track of.
But yeah, no. I mean, MCS, it's ran for 12 seasons. Obviously, they're doing something right. They've built up a really good community, and that's the biggest part of any league ever, is building a community where people can get together with a lot of, people helping out, whether they're getting paid or not, and just having a bunch of people that are just friends play the game together. And that's a big part of it. And otherwise, you got to have some really solid foundation in terms of production and making sure things work and getting things set up even before, like off season too. There's a lot of work that goes into leagues on the off season, and these guys have done a really great job at making sure that the season is running as smoothly as it can. And as we're saying that, we do have issues, obviously, but those will happen.
We'll get those worked out. One of the things I do want to bring up, obviously, is where we're at, right? Obviously, UW River Falls. We cannot shout out Dylan or Gentle more. This man has been a one-man army the last 3, 4, 5 seasons that we've been here. Like, the amount of effort and time he has put in to make all of this work has been so ungodly easy to work with. I've hosted and ran over a dozen LANs myself, and seriously, he has been the most easy, efficient man to work with. Anything you throw at him, he's able to make work here. So very, very fortunate, obviously, to be hosted here at River Falls. Really appreciate it. I know if you guys are interested in any more information of actually being a student here, they got a whole esports program, which is obviously why we are able to be here today. Dylan will be rocking around here. We've got lots of stuff on the check-in desk right here that'll be great information for you guys to kind of go over everything here. As we're, like I said, still rocking about 4 FPS, 5 FPS here. We'll slowly work our way here, but again, it's just sometimes what you got to work with when it happens. I will say though, the worst, hands down, I don't know if you remember the Eminem Fortnite concert by chance.
Yep.
So we've had multiple times where I've heard multiple LANs be run at the same time here, and I was unfortunately running my own LAN at the same time, and the servers go down for 4 hours, and you're just sitting here in the middle of a semifinals, grand finals. You're like, what do we do? So we had, let's just say, just 50, 75 viewers, 100 viewers, whatever it was, right? So what do you do in that situation, right? You don't want to just end the stream. You can't just not have the series end. So we ended up, all right, we're just going to play some Connect 4 on stream. And what bugged me the most as we put in all this time and effort to make this LAN happen, our viewer count went up. Literally playing Connect 4 and everything, the viewer count started going up and everything. And I think that one of the main reasons is we just grabbed 2 of the players from the stage. We sat them down in front of the casting cams, and they had just a crowd of 50 people behind them cheering them on as we're playing flipping Connect 4. And it was ridiculous. And then, of course, once we actually got back to the game, the servers got up and running. Then, ironically, the view count goes back down, which you just kind of, from my standpoint, you just got to shake your head and go, really? But I mean, you gotta kind of just blow with the punches.
Yeah, and I was also at a LAN at the time, Collegiate League LAN. We were at, funny enough, a Best Buy. There was an upstairs at the Best Buy that they were running LAN at, and it was very interesting. They had a big old stage that looked over the entire store, and players were playing on that, able to overlook that. And then there was also another room that had the actual stream running. They had a bunch of chairs in front of it. It was interesting.
Hey, you guys had a lot of extra cables if something went wrong, so you got that going for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, there were still issues though, because Eminem concert was during that as well, and servers went down completely. I ended up going and grabbing a laptop and throwing on, I believe we started with season 1 RLCS finals.
Were you just watching the
Yeah, we just started watching them and going through those as we were, and then we watched the Justin goal, so iconic.
I love that.
And went through that and eventually came back on.
Hey, if it works, it works. I will say that my very, very first LAN was actually in the back of a pizza ranch. So it was a little scuffed, I'm not gonna lie, but it was one of the weirdest. It was a pizza ranch arcade, and so we're showing up in the back of a pizza ranch, this small dinky little town in South Dakota, and the fact that we're sitting here in our free time, they gave us each $20 credits or whatever to go play these games. So you got a bunch of college kids just running around playing all these arcade games, just winning some random prizes, which I think my favorite all time is I know the South Dakota School of Mines guys had a disco ball that they bought. And I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure it still works to this day. And that was 7 years ago. I don't know how it works, but you just got to love that. But again, going back to it, those are the friendships and everything that you make to these days. Is just some random LANs that suddenly culminate over the years to something as amazing as this event that people are showing up and working so hard to make happen.
Absolutely. And yeah, like we said, thank you for everyone coming. Still some people trickling in as we go. A lot of people probably didn't want to come in early as, they don't necessarily play right away, but we're good to go from what we are hearing. So hopefully third time is the charm. We will get going here pretty shortly.
Well, I will believe it when it happens, because from what I've seen up here, when we saw Rocket League, it was probably rocking like 480p. It was a little blurry up here. So again, we are working on it. We'll see if we can go. But yeah, it looks like it's actually not the worst I've ever seen. It is a little grainy, but yeah, this is going to be a little rough here. But hey, at least we're rocking 20 FPS, even if it is a little pixelated, like rocking a old GameCube type thing. But hey, who knows? Maybe this is actually what SARP BC looked like when it eventually got released.
Yeah, I mean, we got something coming here. Camera kind of moving around. Kind of can't tell what's going on this gameplay right now. Not a good sign. But, pixels are back. We were asking where are the pixels, and they are here. The stream is moving along. We got the timer moving, and we're finally able to see what's going on. And as that's happening, we have a shot on net, but it does get deflected out onto this orange side. Lumi on 0 boost, trying to collect, and the stream is dying again. This is so rough.
We're trying, folks. We're getting there. You can see we're putting all the effort, maybe more effort than the players as they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs. But folks in the crowd, we appreciate you guys dealing with whatever you want to call this here, as we are slowly working our way. And like I said, until game 1 finishes, or at least we can get through an entire game without some weird pixels or some weird delay, I'm going to be a little not convinced that it's going to go well. But we have made it through a minute 15, and it is looking better and better.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, as I said earlier, as day goes on, things will be getting better. We're getting things fixed now. It shouldn't be an issue later, hopefully. Things do happen, obviously, all the time. But hopefully stream will be good for the rest of the day. We have actual gameplay to watch here, 3 minutes and 25 on the clock. Lumi gets a beat on target there as JB has to make a heroic save.
Making a save so much it actually ended up breaking the game right there as we see some more legs. So I want to test you right now on who do you think is going to get the first goal of Season 12 MCS LAN here on stream?
That is a tough one. I did think Des Moines is going to win, but I will give it to Burnsville. They do have really good pressure starting off, but it is kind of going the other way. I can't tell if it's got it or not. Oh my God.
We're just sitting here waiting if the shot is actually going to be on target, and suddenly it just teleports to the other side here. But again, we are still playing, as this is going to be a drop down from far. But again, just trying to see if Burnsville and Des Moines can figure out how to break this defense of each other here, as Lumi going to be trying to go for a shot here. Whirl is going to be last man back. J-Bay might beat out. Suddenly it's in the back of the net. We don't know what happened here. We didn't know if Whirl was going to beat him, and then suddenly the ball's in the back of the net. So Burnsville, they did it. All right, that's how Whirl got the ball there, and Burnsville is going to be getting our first goal here.
And I will say, I did call it. I did say Burnsville would probably end up getting that first goal. They had some good pressure starting off from what we could tell from the stream, and they were able to capitalize on a mistake on the back end, but still plenty of time left. Still only halfway through the game. Game is still kind of struggling a little bit here, but we are trying to get through this right now. Whirl does try to put that one backboard. J-Bay making another save there. We just teleported about 5 seconds in time there. Trying to see what's going on here. J-Bay with a potential shot up to backboard. Lumi with a good clear. And Far just opting to take this into his own corner, collect some boost, try to take some time with the ball. And Bang, though, ready for that clear. And Far getting beat out. Kind of awkward ball in the middle there. J-Bay does get dunked by Whirl, but nothing comes from it as Lumi has to take time on this ball here.
Blasky teleports to Lumi. Lumi trying to go for a ceiling shot here. Can't quite get the touch here. Suddenly the ball is on target here. Whirl trying to go for a touch in the corner. Blasky not a lot of boost to work with here as Far is going to take this one. J-Bay suddenly throws this one to the corner. Lumi now going to be going, leaving this one for Bang as he does work his way downfield. Can't quite get the mid boost here as Blasky making it a little awkward. Lumi now going for the shot. It's going to be just high. Where's Whirl's the third Bang? It's a little bit too far back. That was a great opportunity for Burnsville, but not able to keep the ball on target.
Yeah, just a little scared as last man there of the potential clear right over his head. Could have been a goal for Des Moines. So opting to take it slow. Especially when they're up 1 goal. You don't necessarily need another goal right away. You just need to make sure that this other team does not get a goal on you. And that is exactly what he did by playing that safe third man, and he gets away with it completely fine. But time is still ticking down, minute left on the clock. Still a lot of pressure from this Burnsville team, and as we're hearing them over there, they do get another goal starting off really strong for them, and just Des Moines just cannot break out a defense for this last minute.
Yeah, you can see Whirl ends up throwing that one off the backboard, and J-Bay and Farr and Blasky had a combined 11 boost between the three of them. So Burnsville, again, starting off strong here in game one. Now the question is going to be, as time continues to tick on down, do we see a third goal from Bang as he misses that one? Not a lot of boost to work with this one. And again, Burnsville 2-0, time ticking on down, looking to claim a victory here in game one.
Yep, another clear here. Does get absolutely blocked by Blasky, but they still need 2 goals to make up this deficit here. 30 seconds on the clock. World does get a clear over to Lumi. Lumi with a really good follow-up, but Blasky just waiting for the clear. Does get one touch, but just it was awkward enough to where he couldn't control it. J-Bay able to bail his teammates out, but Bang with a beautiful pinch off the sidewall here, trying to get a follow-up dunk on Farr. Does not connect, but Farr is able to stay on the ball. Lumi trying to put one mid. Another potential shot here from Lumi, and it's in. They're up 3-0. This game is over.
You can see the crowd is getting into this one as Burnsville just screaming. It's nothing fancy, right? Lumi just with a quick pop over one. You saw, again, Blasky with 0 boost as that last defender, just making it so awkward for himself, trying to figure out how do I actually handle this one. And we've seen now a dominating 3-0 performance here as we are now going to end up in this garbage time with 10 seconds left. But Burnsville coming out swinging after they got a little bit of an ice here as we had to kind of work out some kinks on our end.
Yeah, and oh, wow, what a beautiful bump by Lumi, putting in one more goal in, trying to make a statement at the end of this match. But it is first game. There's still a lot of games to be played. First games, especially on LAN, especially for players who maybe haven't ever played at a LAN. It's really hard to get. This is like for where you get your nerves out. You know, you're just playing the game. You're trying to get used to playing on LAN. As soon as you can get locked in, that second game is when we see some absolutely beautiful Rocket League from both teams. But Inferno starting off, they seem to have the ice so far on LAN.
Looking nice and clean. Doesn't have to be too fancy, right? It was just a lot of pressure. And you notice specifically when it came to the boost management, it was heavily, heavily in favor of this Burnsville squad here. Looking at the shots here, again, we only had 6 shots for Des Moines with 2 apiece here. But going on the Burnsville side, they had like 13 shots. So it really was utter dominance as far as the offense and defensive goes on the field. But again, the goals that Des Moines gave up, they weren't anything pretty. It was just from pressure over and over again, slowly getting whittled down.
And that will do it. I mean, you put enough shots on net, eventually something is bound to go through, especially if you're getting that, that bump play by Lumi. That clears up the field. You got just quality top corner shots, that's all you realistically need. Like you said, you don't need to do anything fancy. You don't need these flip resets. You don't need any of that stuff to just put solid shots on net. Just play as a team, get those bumps, and you are good to go.
Hopefully. As we work into this one, like I said, the leg will get a little bit better here. But again, looking at the stats here, Burnsville with a 4-0 start here. Now Des Moines, 5 minutes in, they're just now looking to see if they can find the back of the net at least once here as this Burnsville squad. Again, we mentioned earlier how good both of these teams have done in the regular season, but specifically, one of them did a hell of a lot better in the major. So we're just trying to see if that is going to translate here on stage.
And so far, I would say it has. I honestly want to see just a little bit more out of Blasky. He's such a great player. He's done so well this season.
He's in the MVP race.
He is in the MVP race. I feel like he has so much potential to do so good on this team. He just needs to get this game figured out here as we start back up. Game 2, hopefully the stream will be working a little bit more. We got a miss on the back end. Lumi does spawn, though, and is able to get a save on Blasky's potential shot there. And J-Bay does get a touch back. Not exactly the touch he wanted, is it giving Lumi the time to get a clear and Farr trying to take control of the ball into the corner, and we are pausing as stream keeps having issues.
All right, so going back to this one, now we got 22 seconds of gameplay. Break that down for me. Did we see the ball get hit a couple times?
It did. I saw a save. There was a save on the field. Plays were happening.
Balls were hit. We didn't find any in the back of the net here, especially for the Des Moines here, as they're still trying to find the back of the net. But again, going into game 1, Burnsville looked really, really solid. And it was actually interesting that I mentioned specifically on who am I really looking for to be consistent here and bring up the floor, and that was Whirl, right? Obviously, he ended up getting the first goal of the game, but then making sure he's playing as that close third man to really allow Lumi and Bang to do what they do best, right? They're going to be the mechanical guys, especially Lumi. I know you've already talked about him and how much Rocket League he's going to be playing today. But specifically going into let the top guys kind of cook, let them go, and just do the simple things right. Make sure you're getting good touch on the defense, boom the ball when you can, and make sure you're playing a close third man to get the cleanup tap-in goals.
Yep, and one thing you're going to see, too, all day as we keep going, being able to control the ball is a very, very big part of this game. If you're going to make a clear, try to make one kind of towards an opponent so they can follow up on a play, or just keep it closer to yourself. You know, if you're last man, sometimes you just got to bang that ball. That's just how it is. But control is the name of the game in Rocket League. As long as whoever controls the ball more tends to do better.
Hard to argue in that situation here, as like I said, we are slowly working our way on our end. I will say, we've done a lot of LANs. We've had a lot of weird kerfuffles on our end, and this is definitely one of the more unique ones. But that is just how the cookie crumbles. Which, and speaking of cookies, did you try a cookie yet at all? Did you partake in the lovely buffet that we have going right now? I know we've got some people going over there rocking everything. Yeah, make sure you guys are getting your cookies in the morning here. I know I am excited after this one to get one going. There's been a couple times during the cast and on stage I've been able to rock some of those. So very appreciative of the people that did bring those here today. As like I said, we are still slowly working our way of getting this one going. And are you still pretty confident after seeing game one on your prediction here? Are you starting to second guess yourself? Or is it just game one jitters? Is that all?
I want to hope it's game one jitters. I do believe this. I've seen this Des Moines roster play. They've been good. I just want to say it's rough start at LAN. That'll happen. You know, I can't expect them to do incredibly good on game one. And if another team does do incredibly well on game one, it's one of those things of by game two, can you keep that momentum going as well?
Well, I know what we're going to try to do here is get into this game two and see if the Rocket League gods want to cooperate here. And we appreciate you guys and the patience, everything. We got a solid now 9 seconds in, ladies and gentlemen. And it is what it is. We're just having fun at this point.
3 seconds less than last time, unfortunately. There we go.
All right, now break it down. We've had 3 technical games, then right? 1 full 5 minute, and then we had like a 22 second, and then this time we got like a 9 second. So how are we feeling after this best of 3 has been played?
You know, somehow after best of 3, we've only had 1 point go to a team. So
hey, you know
not
what?
going too well so far.
It's a new strategy. You didn't read this one. You didn't get that memo. But like I said, folks, we're slowly working on this one, and we're very appreciative of everyone who has shown up here. And we do have to give, again, more massive shout-outs to SkillQuest, which I don't know. Are you familiar with what SkillQuest actually is at all? Have you heard about it? And I'm being totally serious.
And I'm being totally serious. I have no clue. Would you care to enlighten us?
Fair enough. So we have some of the founders of MCS in Taro. It is actually one of his companies that basically they show kids how to code and how to like code RL bots and stuff like that. And they've actually hosted tournaments where people basically come in and they'll code a bot and they'll actually do like 1v1 bot battles. And they basically, it's a really cool opportunity for people to learn how to do stuff that is way more complicated than what I know how to do. But yeah, definitely very appreciative of Taro and everything that he and Isidore, the original founders of MCS, have worked so hard to make obviously this happen, everything. And then of course, again, I know we already shouted out Genacor, Dylan, and UWRF. But again, just the fact that they've been able to be so accompanying of us coming here, dealing with our kind of just BS, for lack of better terms, for many, many, many seasons. And it's nice to call this place home currently for MCS.
Yeah, I mean, we've been here many seasons already. From what I know, like I said, it's my first season.